Happy Monday, everybody. It's Nakia. It's SideKick Power Hour. We do this every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central Time, which is where I am. I am not the only host of the show, though. I have the great joy and privilege of co-hosting the show every week with my dear friend Joshua R. Pangborn. And
Hi,
Joshua
Nakia.
is, of course, in Queens, in New York City, where it is 8 p.m.
It is. It's so bright where you are right now.
That's right. The sun is still out here.
So bright.
It is bright, but it's also bright because you are in my life and you are
Oh,
always shining great ideas and creativity and positivity into the world.
because I'm like the
Tell us,
moon.
kind of like the moon. That's so true. I love that.
Ah,
We've got a great show tonight. Of course, we're going to be wrapping up season 1 of Anthonix Maximus with Anthony Smith.
I know. I'm so excited to see how this turns out for the first
I
season.
know. We're also going to be joined by a very special guest this evening, Mark-Eugene Garcia, who is going to help us make some other announcements of things. And he's going to find out about some. He might not even know some of this stuff.
He probably doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, he might not know.
There's nothing more than I love surprising Mark-Eugene Garcia. So
listen, when he finds out we are remaking Congo, he is going to shit his britches.
he is, and when he finds out that he's playing the gorilla Amy, he is gonna.
There's nobody better.
There's no one better to play Amy.
Listen, you always come in with some sidekick news, and like I said, we're going to talk about some of that news when we have Mark-Eugene Garcia in here. But I wanted to give you a chance to let us know if there's any other news. If you're a member, of course, over at our Patreon, that news is already happening. We love you too, Ashley. Ashley won't be with us this evening. Hello, Chankahedron.
Yeah, she and Stuart are out tonight, but we have they have very excellent reasons, and we'll talk about that in a little bit too, actually.
Yeah. So do you have any other sidekick news you would like to share?
Let's see. We have announced a couple festivals already, so we are very excited about those. We have a couple more festivals we're waiting to hear from, so fingers crossed. And June 3rd,
fingers crossed. Yes.
Fingers, legs, arms, toes, whatever you want to cross, please cross them. St. Andrew's crosses, whatever you want to get up on. I mean, and then we also on June 3rd we have the announcement from the Soul Web Fest about any nominations that we have for our both Demon Doctor or the musical episode. Oh no, we didn't submit Demon Doctor right there. But for the musical episode, we have hopefully, fingers crossed, some nominations for awards for the Soul Web Fest for that. So I'm really excited to hear that. And then I think that's about it right now for Sidekick News, unless I'm forgetting something, Nakia.
I don't think you're forgetting anything. I do want to one of our.
And hi, Yolanda.
Hi, Yolanda.
I miss you.
I miss Yolanda as well. Hello, Gato Aluso. I think that's actually Larry. I think all of this time, I've not really realized that was Larry until tonight. It's question of the week time.
But that's exactly it. Congo 2, Amy's Revenge. I mean, Mark-Eugene's got it. He's right on point about that.
We are going to talk about the.
But first, we have the question of the week. So
the question of the week, we need to know, and we asked our Patreon members yesterday, which film do you like the least? And of course, this week's question, Josh, was again, Anthony Smith came up with this again.
We all know in conjunction with episode 3 of Anthonyx Maximus. So
we all know the expression, it's so bad it's good. But sometimes something is downright terrible. When it comes to movies, this can be a divisive question, but there's no denying we all have at least one movie we cannot stand. What's yours? John L. Betts, Antebellum, thought it was going to be a period piece, turned out to be a horror film. I'm just going to ask, do you not like horror films? Paul Thomas, Masters of the Universe. It's like they never even watched one episode of He-Man.
I think Anthony might have something to say about this. I don't know.
I agree. Here. CJ, Cool World. You know, I didn't see Cool World because all of my friends who saw Cool World hated it so bad. So I can't really comment on.
I haven't seen it either, but I know I wanted to when I was a child.
Is this how you spell yoga hosers?
I'm not sure if it's how you spell it, but I know that it is a very bad movie. I really love
Kevin Smith movie, right?
Yes, I love Kevin Smith movies so much, and that was a hard movie to watch.
The Chocolate Hedron says, I'm a huge fan of bad films, but Sucker Punch was the last time I wanted to just leave the cinema. It was so bad. That is
I figured Mark-Eugene Garcia also loved Masters of the Universe, so.
For me, like the movie that I think is terrible that everybody else loves.
Well, it's not quite the question, but
wait, what is it again?
It's just which movie do you like the least?
Oh, which that I least like. Okay, that somebody's gonna put on, and I'm gonna be like, nope, I'm out. I don't want to watch this. Oh shit. American History. Is this the one that has
American History X?
Is this the one that has Edward Norton in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot watch that.
Really? It's a fantastic movie.
Listen, I agree that cinematically, I think it's a great movie, but the subject and Edward plays that so well that it genuinely like freaks me out.
Oh, well, it's a rough movie. It's an extremely rough movie.
Yeah.
I remember being at 3 a.m. and watching that movie in my room, and that curb scene was very hard to watch.
I can't watch it anymore. I've tried twice since I saw it the first time, and both times it was just like, nope, I can't watch it. You know, it's very well made. What's the guy's name? He took his name off the movie.
I'm not
the director.
Sure.
Yeah,
the
director.
Did he?
Yeah, he took his name off the movie because he was fighting with him about it.
Well, you know who might know about it if we bring him in? I bet he knows about it.
I bet he does too. Let's welcome him back to the show. He is our weekly guest for the past 3 weeks. Tonight is his last night with us. We've been watching his show, created by him, written by him, starring him, edited by him. You know him, you love him. It's Anthony Smith.
Hi, Anthony.
Welcome back.
Thank you. How was your day this weekend?
It was really, really good, Anthony. Thank you for asking.
It was too short, though. It just flew right by. So
always too short. Anthony, tell us why you chose this question. Which film do you least like?
Well, all right. So this will pertain to the end of the episode. Basically, you'll see the title, or you'll be told the title even, and you'll kind of understand there. But keep in mind, I wrote this years ago, so like I have a new opinion of bad movies.
True. Things change over the years, so
yes,
totally. Okay, so I need.
By the way, I'm sorry. You kind of put me on the spot and made me do some quick homework. Tony K.
Tony K. Right.
And he took his name off the movie because he was disappointed by it?
Yeah, sure. I haven't read it that far yet.
I don't know that he was disappointed by it. I seem to remember that there was some kind of issue with the way the studio was handling, if I remember correctly.
Studios do mishandle movies, so we all know that. Let's talk about all those Warner Brothers executives.
Exactly.
And DC.
So I'm going to pull up or episode 3 of Anthonyx Maximus and get that queued up and ready to go. I think we should pull in our next guest.
I do too. Let's bring him in.
Any chance I get to pull on this guy, I do. It's Mark-Eugene Garcia.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm
Hi,
good. Are you drinking a
Mark-Eugene.
Modelo?
I am drinking a Modelo, one of my
Nice.
favorites.
No, not even a paid product placement. Just
But maybe if we're lucky,
maybe, yeah.
Modelo. No, I don't know what they are.
Modelo.
Modelo, proud sponsors of the guy that wears a diaper.
Yes.
There you go.
I mean, I can't see it.
What more would you say? Mark-Eugene, welcome back. We love having you on the show. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, and you've been very, very busy winning awards, staging plays, getting accepted into prestigious programs.
Thank you.
Yeah, that just happened. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, tell us about this newest announcement.
Oh, it's exciting. It was just last week. I got accepted as a lyricist to the Songwriters Workshop for BMI Musical Theater Workshop. I was already one of the librettists in the librettist workshop, but being a lyricist was always one of my dreams. So
That's
super
amazing.
Psyched. Oh yeah, I about did
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations for sure. And Joshua, this means that we didn't get accepted.
That's probably true. Yes.
Awkward.
Mark took our spot apparently.
But
No.
you know, one of the cool things that you might like to know, Mark-Eugene, is when we were getting ready to release the soundtrack.
Mhm.
I specifically lobbied for and recommended Josh to join BMI as a BMI writer. So all of our songs are written underneath the BMI PRO. So they handle all of that for us. And we love BMI.
Mm-hmm.
We just submitted Adulting, I believe. No, the ABCs of Kink for the BMI Pride playlist.
Nice.
And they asked me for a song, and I sent them like 4 or 5 with descriptions of each one, and the guy wrote back and said, and he's a friend of mine. He wrote back and said, "Well, which one do you want? Just tell me." And I said, "Okay, well, the one that's the gayest is this one." I said, "The one that's still pretty gay, but it's not this gay, is the other one." I really hope they use ABCs of Kink. It would really be so rad.
I hope so too. That'd be amazing.
Yeah. But we love BMI. We love Mark-Eugene. Mark-Eugene, we're going to ask you this question and ask you for an answer later, but we do want you to be thinking, which film do you least like? And we're going to talk about that later.
Out of any film I've ever seen? Or
out of any film you've ever seen.
Wow.
And that's tough because you have a wide range of films that you enjoy.
I do, and a wide range of quality.
That's true. Yes,
I like some bad movies.
So be thinking on that, and we do want to remind people that Mark-Eugene is one of the main voices that you hear all over the Dueling Pianos original cast recording that you can stream pretty much anywhere you stream music, or you can add it to your TikToks or your Instagrams or your Facebook Reels and all of those types of things. As well as the sing-along soundtrack and my vocal version available for you. Mark, have you seen any of Anthony's show?
I have not. I'm so excited for this. It's brand new.
I think you will enjoy this very much. So
I'm gonna have to go back and watch all of them now.
Well, we're gonna get right into it.
Yes.
You know, for folks at home, this is Anthony's YouTube page link right there. Make sure to take a look, and we'll once this Anthony. How long is this episode? This is 8 minutes.
One of the shorter ones, yeah.
Okay, so when this episode's done, we'll come back. We'll talk about the episode for a minute, and then we've got some news to share with everybody. Some of which is news about Mark-Eugene Garcia related. Some he doesn't even know yet. So
I don't know anything.
We're so excited to get it going. Okay, here it is, episode 3 of Anthonyx Maximus. This is Bay of Reckoning. Any reference here to Michael Bay?
You'll have to watch and find out.
Okay.
that's a good point.
Master, there's something you should take a look at.
Mind yourself, number 2.
Sorry.
Master, there's something you should take a look at. Now, see, right there, if we just followed Rake, you know how smoothly things would go around here.
Oh, yeah, I know. You're right.
And now we know.
and ranking is all important.
Yeah, all right. What did you idiots want to show me? Go to YouTube, sir.
I love the monocle.
If this is another
On top of
Buzzfeed
everything
Lifetime
else.
video, I will tell you both where you stand.
It's not this time, boss.
And the guy in the background is tied up.
Right
The
there.
other reviewer. He's just like, yeah.
Hi, I'm Anthonix Maximus, and I'm filling in for Sid
Aw.
Sander. This is an
Today,
actual
I'll be
episode
talking
about
about
a
a
movie that has shaped
wow.
the world for better movie quality.
Oh my God, look at this guy. They'll just take anyone on the internet.
Cinematic history of all time. That movie is
It's my f***ing apartment.
Power Rangers, the movie.
Who the f*** is that doughy bastard?
Says here, Anthonyx Maximus. Well, by the looks of him, I can see where the Maximus comes from. Good one, boss.
He's using my place, my equipment. What is he? Eating my food too?
He's pooping in your toilet. I love the theme song.
It changes in season 2.
It's very 90s,
So,
like
Tony,
Daria.
now that you've posted your review online, what's your next step?
Move the rest of my stuff from storage and make this place my home.
And get you
Really? Moving
A
to Sid
matching
Sander's
red-
apartment? That's pretty messed up.
side on the other side.
What's messed up is you not buying us dinner for our first review.
Really?
Hey, should we do another line read? Nah, leave it.
Let's get it right here. There was something weird about how Doc Cinema gave us that history lesson. He said something like the trust used to focus on cutting creativity in the name of profit. Makes me wonder about his evil plan to bring cinema back to the old days. I'm going to do some further research.
Aww. Guerrilla filmmaking. Who needs a permit?
Allow
Just
me
tell
to
me you're
introduce
recording something for
you one of my greatest monsters I've ever created. Not him.
Oh God, anybody but you!
Michael Bay.
Yes. You captured him. Met before.
I have a mission for you.
Anything for the man who gave my wealth in exchange for his soul.
This Anthonix Maximus is a trouble. He is in my way. And he's getting a lot of help from his friends, especially the birthmark one. Take him out of the picture.
Wait, is that a real birthmark?
Not on him, but it's based off of my friend who does have.
Oh,
Come
wow.
on, decide already.
Well, I'm thinking about getting a pepperoni pizza minus the pepperoni.
You mean cheese?
No, I mean a pepperoni pizza minus the pepperoni. It's not that hard. I was such a
So much
dick.
info here. This is so interesting. I'm talking out loud even though there's no one here. Oh my God.
Is that Secret Wars number 1?
Number
Dr.
10,
Cinema actually be
when he gets the suit.
Right.
my birthmark? It's really on fire.
This
I sense imminent
birthmark's
danger.
on fire.
Hello, human ATM.
Michael Bay?
Human ATM.
So, Anthonyx Maximus think he could just waltz into someone else's apartment and review movies?
He believes our reviews will be able to keep greedy directors like you in check.
He could
This way,
totally play
creative
Donny
writers and good
Osmond.
directors can make
Oh,
good
yeah.
movies for once.
He's giving Donny Osmond
So
big time.
naive. Do you really believe that? Do you really think?
I wish he'd burst
you can
into like
stop us from
Codemini,
producing bullshit movies?
Joseph and the Technicolor. Yeah.
People want art. They want guns. Fast cars. Explosions. Destruction. And above all, boobs. Getting turned on just listening to these things.
Did you know this guy already?
Yeah, we actually met in
Fans say
school
what they
for a
want about
project.
movies. They'll still see it anyway. And my bank account will be waiting.
You snake in the grass.
Snake in the grass? Come on, bro. I write better dialogue than that.
Your hair has split ends.
I didn't want to have to do this. You recognize this masterpiece?
Transformers: Age of Extinction. Of course I recognize it. That movie was horrible. I walked out of it during the third act.
You're a fool then. You didn't see the rest of it. But if you did, you would love it. Perhaps I can persuade you.
You think you can hurt me?
You think this movie was long enough? Enjoy my director's cut.
No!
Yes. Good. Good. His suffering brings me strength.
8 hours of Transformers.
Hope you're happy. 8 hours just to find a pizza place that didn't want to kill you for basically saying pepperoni pizza, hold the pepperoni.
Okay, to be fair, 6 of those hours were spent on the J train. Vincent, we're home. No pizza, though. We got jumped by a drag queen on St. Mark's. Vincent? Vincent?
Holy shit, what happened?
Vincent, no. You were my best friend since high school. Why did it have to be you? Why could it have been Corey?
Yeah. Wait, what?
It's all right, buddy. I'll find a way to get you out of this coma. I swear.
Go Power Rangers. I heard a Power Ranger got arrested or something.
Hello.
Ridiculous. I love Dr. Cinema. He's so good.
He's
We
fun,
gotta,
just so
we
much
gotta stick
fun.
around for the stinger, right? There's a stinger, right?
Yeah, there's a little bit of an outtake.
All right, cool.
Yeah, and because things fell apart, I was still in school, and the other actors moved on to things. My friend who played Vincent, Nick, he actually still showed up in my reviews playing someone in a coma.
Oh,
Like-
wow.
And he was patient with me about it.
Thanks, God.
The only reason why I didn't kill you is because you're in my fraternity. Kappa, Kappa, Kappa.
Just the way you added on the camera.
Come on, decide already. Shut the
That's so good.
Nice.
Anthonix Maximus. Let's remind people where you can see it. Over at youtube.com/c/Anmax Productions.
The C's not necessary.
Okay, good. Good.
Yeah, YouTube is confusing because they have like 4 different ways you can get to something, and it's YouTube. It's special, but that's
There we go.
And you're still doing all your live reviews as well.
Yeah, I'm still doing the movie reviews. Whatever happens in the reviews reflect, thank you, reflect things that happen from the web series and vice versa. And like I said, my friend Nick, who played Vincent, I wanted to bring him back out of the coma, but I didn't want to do it through just some review. That's why I wrote season 2. But, you know, like the whole time, all these years, he was so patient with me, always playing someone in a coma. You know, like just like you ever see Strangers with Candy?
Yes.
Like in season 1, her dad was always in a movement, like always holding still, never moving.
Yes.
Okay, so it was kind of like that. The reason why in season 2 they killed him off was because even though you'd think it was an easy thing to write, it was actually the most difficult. And the same thing was with Vincent in a coma.
I love
Absolutely.
that.
No, it actually is hard. I mean, that's why I got rid of season 1 Carla, because she was just very difficult to work with as a
Yeah.
doll. And it
Still
was
the superior, though.
A very plastic.
Just gonna kill me, Barbara. I love you.
we won't tell Barbara that you just said that, but
Barbara,
She's
I
probably
love you.
watching.
I'll probably link her to this later, just so you know, Mark-Eugene. And so you did season 2. How long did between season 1 and season 2?
Years. I released season 2 at the end of December of 2019, and I released 4 episodes, and I went into 2020, and then I ended on the 4th episode because, well, 2020 happened. So so basically, though, like I said, I wasn't upset about that one with its finale, because it kind of had some loose ends, but nothing that was like so bad it distracted from like my movie reviews.
That's awesome. Well, I'm really glad that you did it, and I'm glad that you're hopefully going to continue to do it.
Yeah.
Does season 2 pick up after season 1 directly, or how much time is between the 2 seasons?
It acknowledges years.
Okay,
good.
Yeah, in fact, season 2 does like a bit of a recap of the previous season, and also some of the movie reviews.
And do we meet Addison in season 2?
Just as like an archive.
So Addison, we only meet through the reviews then.
Yes.
That's exciting. If you don't know, Addison is who, Anthony?
Addison Von Drake, or as you gotta say it, he's actually Anthonyx's twin brother, because of course there's a twin brother. And
we wouldn't know anything about that.
Well, also when you do like YouTube and you're pretty much the only one reviewing things, you pretty much act as everyone. So, so basically, yeah, it's Addison Von Drake. You got to roll the R.
I love that.
Thank you, David. But no, like in 2020 as well, in the summer, because usually I take the summers off. But I decided, everyone's kind of doing something quirky and making like new videos and stuff. That SideKick Power Hour, so that was the summer. I bleached my hair blonde, shaved this, and really amplified the gay, so
turned up the gay.
You gayed it up a little.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. So Addison, Addison is a wonderful, wonderful one to watch, everyone, if you haven't seen those. I really enjoy the Addison spin-off series that Anthony did.
I recommend. You don't have to, but I recommend. The way it happened was Anthonix reviews Mad Max Fury Road, and it ends with Addison coming in, a bit of a spoiler, and that's how we launched the summer series.
Oh, okay.
And and then like right before the new season of Anthonyx Maximus reviews, we wrapped everything up with Addison. And in that last episode of Addison's Audacities, you get to see Dr. Cinema. So, there's
nice.
Love it, dude.
And your most recent review, I think, was for a childhood favorite of Mark's and mine, I think.
Yes.
You did the Coming Out of Their Shells tour.
I did see that post on Twitter. I was very excited about that.
So if you don't know, Coming Out of Your Shells tour is a musical stage. I don't know if it was actually live. Like,
it was live.
Done?
It was
actually on
tour.
pay-per-view.
It did go on tour. And as a kid, I had the cassette tape of it.
I had the VHS. Yep, and I had the cassette tape too. Yeah.
Yeah, which are different singers and like a different mix. I remember being very confused.
I was too. I remember that now that you say that. I was like, oh, why was this different?
Not only that, though, April O'Neil was Sherry Renee Scott. Like Broadway's
she was Sherry Renee Scott?
Yes. I watched it recently. And I was like, oh, shit, that's what?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, go back and watch it. You'll see it.
They actually replaced her, I think mid-tour.
Okay.
And it's actually hilarious because, it started off as, them just releasing a music cassette. And then they decided to do a tour. And the first stop was the Radio City Music Hall. And that's where they filmed the pay-per-view event.
Mm-hmm.
And and then it just kind of continued there. They actually had a sequel.
Really?
Yeah, and I'll get to that at some point.
Sequel to the live thing?
Yeah,
that's
except
amazing.
for
was it also a musical?
Yes, but here's what makes it even more sad. It wasn't this grand Radio City Music Hall stage. It was at some like random amusement park.
Oh,
I don't care. I want to see
that's amazing.
And it was just like, and it's so funny because like they didn't get April O'Neil. They have some guy wearing a hockey mask, and it's like, oh, it's Casey Jones. Yeah, and then like you could see the people in the audience just not there, like they're not even participating. They're just...
See the Madison Square Garden. Was it Madison Square Garden or no Radio City? The Radio City one, like they were into it. Like they were waving their neon nunchucks, and it was astounding.
There was the musical special. They also had a special where they sang in Central Park. They did a lot of musicals.
I don't remember any of these. I just remember the Coming Out of Their Shells tour.
My brother is going to die when I tell him all this. I don't remember any of this either. And he was a huge fan. Yeah.
That's why I like in the...
Skipping stones.
That's why I cracked up.
I remember.
See, I wasn't all right. So even though I didn't care for the Michael Bay like Ninja Turtle films, I mean he didn't direct them, but he produced them, and you could tell it's Michael Bay. Like they did throw in a line about like, oh, we're supposed to record our Christmas album.
That's funny. Well, speaking of Michael Bay, maybe some folks in the audience might have.
It's on Spotify.
It's on Spotify?
They're coming out of their Shells tour. Yes. Life has been changed for all of you.
We wish you a turtle Christmas is amazing. Oh, I didn't even. Oh
it
my
is.
gosh.
It really is.
You guys, I had no idea about all this. Anthony, you chose this week's question. So why don't we start with you? Which film do you like least?
Okay. So as a movie reviewer, I usually love bad films because it's a lot of material to work with. But I would have to say, like, the one film that I literally wanted to, like, get the hell out of the movie theater for was actually Slender Man.
Really?
I could not stand it. Like, it was, like, pretty much, you take all the dumb tropes that's easy to make fun of, but it was just like, oh my gosh, like I wanted to see like a real Slender Man horror story, not like watching teenage girls being dumb, like I know that's like the whole thing for like horror movies, but like there's only so much believability you can accept in like these type of films. And it was so bad, right, that like I remember before the movie came on, like in the theater, like there were trailers and everything going on. I had these obnoxious teenagers sitting next to me, just talking and being loud. And then the movie finally came on and they were actually quiet. And as I'm watching the movie, I'm like, I kind of missed those obnoxious teenagers. I wish they would stop.
That's odd that the obnoxious teenagers were quiet during the movie. That's just not normal. Especially, that's weird.
What about from the audience this evening?
We have a number from the audience, which I think should be interesting. I don't know if, let's see. I can definitely say I've never heard of this movie, Gato.
So Gato, is that the worst movie of all time, or is that the movie you like the least?
Well, I think probably because he put that, yes.
Okay. I love that it looks like you just like, you hate it so much that you know every little detail about it down to how long it is.
It's how many minutes of his life you'll never get back watching.
That's right. That's right. Who else?
We have El Topo.
El Topo.
Which, again, I've not heard of. Interesting.
Yeah, if both of you can put maybe a little short description about your movies in the comments so we can share them with everybody, that'd be great. And also so we know what you're talking about.
La Coubert has a very controversial one, I think.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Back to the Future 2.
I can actually kind of understand this.
Yeah.
Because, it was just kind of like I loved the scenes where he went to the future and dealt with Donald Trump Biff, and
Right. Yeah.
it was great. But then it was like, okay, let's go back. And what made it even really bad, I'm just kind of blabbing on with the little knowledge that I know. Them going back to 1955 is the reason why. Drawing a blank here, but the original George McFly, like he sued.
Right.
Because they were using his likeness.
Right.
Oh, interesting.
Crispin Glover.
Thank you.
Yeah. He sued them because he wasn't in the movie, but they used his likeness from his previous shots.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think he won that.
He did.
Yeah, he did win.
To be honest, this is a trilogy I don't really enjoy that much as a whole. I'm really not a huge fan.
I prefer 1 and 3 to 2. I'm not a fan of 2.
I feel like I like 2, but I've only seen each of them one time, and it's around when they came out. Like I don't quite remember them.
Right.
There are people who are upset. Like, what about the musical, Mark? Have you heard the musical yet?
I haven't listened to it.
Eric Mashad and Chris Grace saw it when they were in London a few weeks ago, and they said it was fine, but it was not good.
I think they're talking about a Broadway transfer, so you'll get to see it, Anthony. I know you perked up when you heard a musical.
No, I'll be interested, but like problem about Broadway that are based off of movies, they just don't seem to often deliver as well as the previous. But well,
some of them do.
Like I would say Hairspray is much better as a musical than it was, the original. So
Hairspray is a wonderful adaptation, and,
it is so good.
I really love it.
Who else?
Well, Chunkahedron told us what El Topo is. It's a psychedelic surrealist western, which is intriguing.
Oh,
yeah, the pictures I saw just now were kind of interesting. But...
And then Larry told us that Plan 9 from Outer Space, it makes Plan 9 from his the movie he recommended. Not recommended, no, I'm sorry. Just told us about it.
Damn, that's really bad, Gato.
That is a good read.
No characters, no story, a score less melodic than throwing instruments.
You just won the reading challenge.
Jay, I agree with this. I do not like The Waterboy at all.
That's the Sandler movie?
That is a Sandler movie.
I have a confession to make.
You've seen it.
I've never seen any Adam Sandler movie that I can remember. I don't even know that I may have been in the room while it was on, but I certainly wasn't trying to watch it. I think maybe I might have tried to watch 50 First Dates with Robert because it had a thing in it, a Volkswagen thing. But I mean, I am
not a huge Sandler fan. I feel like, Anthony, you probably like some Sandler movies, though, don't you?
I mean, yeah, I like a handful. Like I still like Happy Madison.
Those are 2 movies.
I know. I mean, I'm saying Happy Madison early stuff, though.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So like Happy Gilmore. I also like. This one people don't like, but I actually do like is Little Nicky.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw it, which is odd because I really love monsters and demons and horror things, but I just couldn't stand the voices that they used. Like his voice is so irritating in the trailers that I'm like, I can't really watch this.
Yeah, like, I liked The Wedding Singer. I see it in here. I like The Wedding Singer in spite of him. Like I liked the story, I liked the movie, but I didn't see it for Adam Sandler. It wasn't to me like.
It was sweet, yeah, because Drew Barrymore was in that one, wasn't she?
Yeah.
I don't know that I've seen The Wedding Singer either, y'all.
Well, it's on Broadway too. It's another Broadway musical you can watch.
Trivia. That was my first Broadway musical that I've ever seen on Broadway.
Really?
It was right after I moved here.
I never would have thought that.
Well, I bought the album driving across country from California. Listened to it from Chicago all the way to New York, and then that was.
And then auditioned for it the next day.
I did not.
I was not aware that Reanimator became a stage musical. That's amazing.
I didn't know that either.
I love Reanimator. It's such a ridiculous movie, and I love it so much.
Yeah, I believe there's a trailer for it. I'll see if I can find it.
For the stage music? Oh, that's okay. I've never seen the Evil Dead musical, but I really wish I could.
How did I miss that one?
It's a good album. I have the album for it. I have the script at work too. I've seen it there.
And where do you work? Bookshop has the scripts.
Yeah, they have the scripts for it because they don't have it.
A bookshop.
There's not a lot of musicals that like the libretti are in print. Like they're usually just tied up in some kind of licensing thing.
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
but that one it does happen to have.
I think this is it. Let's see.
I give life, I give the gift of reanimation. I give life, I give it freely, this is my calling. I'm the modern heir to Prometheus, bringing fire to man. I give life because I can.
Once you have finished, my good friends, behold the human parade. Here, take this in your hands. Feel the wind.
Oh my God!
What becomes of the human brain when vital function cease?
This looks amazing.
No more blood, no more oxygen. It's time to rest in peace. Time to rest in peace. The rain of death follows like oil.
Okay, this is like the whole show.
That's amazing. Apparently, there was
like
a
a
splash
5-minute
zone.
trailer.
I know for Evil Dead there was a splash zone for that. Like if you were in the first couple of rows, you were going to get soaked in blood.
That's amazing.
Fortunately for me, I can only afford the balcony far backs tickets.
And Jay says the only movie that the only Adam Sandler movie he can stomach is Chuck and Larry.
All right. Well, I don't think I've seen that either. Mark-Eugene, what's your movie that you like the least? That you least like?
Timeline. It's based off of a Michael Crichton book like Jurassic Park or Congo, and it was one of my favorite books. And I was excited for so long, and it is so terrible. And every once in a while, I decide to give it a shot, and like maybe it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, and then I watch it, and I'm like, this is the worst. This is like I remember actually laughing in the theater and hearing other people laughing in the theater about how bad it was, like when it was happening, like just cracking up hysterically and thinking, like, also feeling terrible, like they're not supposed to laugh. This isn't supposed to be funny, but it was just, it was so terrible. It looks good. It has a good trailer.
Maybe they'll come to Paramount Plus.
Maybe. I have it on DVD. I don't need to.
In the Middle Ages.
Mm-hmm. Like the premise is good, the novel is good, even the production value is good.
These actors have some funny names.
Yeah, right.
Wait a minute, you're saying you actually built a 3D fax machine?
Yeah, we figured out how to transmit an object to 1357. You actually made it work?
Right, we found documents from my father's writing on it. We found his glasses. What are you trying to tell us that he faxed it back to the 14th century?
Oh, that's Paul.
Paul Walker, Ethan Embry, Gerard Butler.
Ethan Embry's in it?
Yeah.
Is that John Krasinski?
No.
Richard Donner directed it?
Yes. I mean, all the things that are in it should
Is that a Franco?
No.
So you're saying they could be stuck there forever?
Yeah, it had every. Wait, who's the girl?
I don't know.
Everybody take cover now!
I know that one of the women in it went on to be the lead in, the female lead in Pushing Daisies.
Oh, I adore her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely looks terrible.
It's like the trailer actually had the best parts of it. Like it should have. Everything about it should have been good. Like it is
right
after Jurassic Park, probably one of my favorite books. Yes, 100%. I read that book once every 2 years. It's such a good book.
Has a new profile photo.
I think he had that one the last time he commented, but yes.
Okay,
yeah,
well, we got some news to announce. Terrible. We gotta move on from this. Any other, Josh? You have not answered.
It's really tough because, like Mark-Eugene and Anthony, I like a large swath of movies, and
I
of
thought you were
all,
going to say I hate a lot of movies.
no, but it's a wide variety of movies that I like, and of different kinds of quality. I think it's really hard to dislike a movie in general because so much work goes into it, and so much passion and love go into making it that you want to try to find something about it that you really appreciate. But I think that the one movie that I ever, and I see a lot of movies, if you might not believe that, but I do. So the one movie that I've ever like thought about getting up in the cinema and walking out on was, and I didn't do this because I still respected it, and plus I paid for it, was the movie D-War or Dragon War, which was a Korean film made with mostly English-speaking actors. It was a massive Korean import that at the time I know that Korea was very excited, and South Korea was very excited and proud of, because it was going to come here and be the first in a major wave of Korean films coming to the U.S. And it was just such a terrible film. Jason Bear from Roswell fame was in it. He was the male lead, and it was just not enjoyable at all. I think the other one maybe would be Lady in the Water.
I remember that.
I do like M. Night Shyamalan. I think he does some really creative, interesting things. I feel like with Lady in the Water, he was just literally every scene was invented after he wrote the previous one. It felt like that. Like, now I'm going to change the scene and write this rule now, and it was just not a film I enjoyed. So.
I don't know that film, but
and I normally I would have loved Lady in the Water is a great concept. It's a beautiful concept, but
yeah. Well, that was a lot of fun. We have some other fun news. A couple of things, really.
Segues are astounding.
Here we go.
It's extremely so off these terrible movies. Now to talk about something else.
Well, here's something that we like to do, which is to help get away from terrible movies. We're going to make one of our own. Not a terrible movie, but a real movie. And
you might think it's terrible, but we hope not.
On the next episode of Anthonix Maximus Reviews,
we just launched our Indiegogo. We've already got $110 in there, Josh. 2 backers.
That's exciting.
We're trying to raise $20,000 to create our very own feature film based on the award-winning short film Wasted on the Young, starring Mark-Eugene Garcia and Joshua R. Pangborn. Let's take a look at the
I can't hear it. Nakia, I can't hear it.
I can't hear it.
I just realized that.
It's a silent film we're making. We're making a movie without audio because we really want to.
It's artsy.
It's very artsy.
I didn't remember that the original was silent. I forgot.
Well, I think you were you even there that day? I think we just used.
I was totally there that day, but I mean, it just meant I didn't have to memorize my lines.
That's true.
All right, let's try this again. Here we go. Josh, put me in.
Slide into your DMs. There we go.
Congratulations. You need only drink from it.
It's empty.
Hey everyone, my name is Joshua R. Pangborn, and I'm the founder of SideKick Productions, queer, fat-positive, sex-positive production company behind the award-winning series Skeleton Crew, Demon Doctor, and The Art of Blowing It. We're tackling our biggest project ever in just a few weeks. It's a feature film based on our award-winning short, Wasted on the Young. This horror film is going to be sex-positive, fat-positive, and queer, and we need your help to make this happen. If you support us on patreon.com/sidekick productions, fantastic. We are so grateful for that. But if you also want to donate through our Indiegogo campaign, you can look at the options below and you can click on any of those. This is going to be a wonderful film. There are not a lot of queer, fat horror films out there. And this is any. So if you can just take a moment to support us, we would be so grateful. And if you can't support us financially, then you can share our mission and our films with your friends and with your social media. Anything you do to help us is going to get the word out and get us a little bit closer to meeting our goal of making this feature film happen. For anyone who hasn't seen the film, check out the trailer in just a few seconds. And again, thank you so much for your support.
I see Mark-Eugene's underwear.
It's one of my favorite pairs.
It's a great pair. Andrew's never looked better.
It's kind of giving me Bob the Drag Queen. With the
Jesus, where did you come from?
Time. It's such a pity when people waste it. I hate that. Time is so precious, isn't that right, Mateo?
I have a question.
Yes, Anthony.
In this film, will you be donning your man bun?
I was going to ask the same thing.
Unfortunately, the man bun is gone. My hair was cut, and I have not enough hair left to bun. So I'm gonna don it this time.
Cornrows.
Yeah. Specifically, Mark-Eugene has going to wear his man bun, but it's in a different area on the body. So.
Well,
still a bun, though.
There will be some hair. There will be some makeup. We're really excited about it. All of those things actually do cost money. I know some folks may not believe it, but all of those things do really cost money.
One or two.
And we would really, really appreciate it if you could help out. The campaign is set up for a $20,000 goal. And I would say that is the low end of probably what it's going to end up costing. But I think that would make it possible for us to really make it happen. So we'd get everything that we needed to do, which includes hiring a cinematographer, hiring sound people, hiring extra crew, paying our actors, all of the things that you would think that you need to do. Locations have to be paid for, makeup, special effects, props. Oh my God, the list just goes on and on. But there's lots of things that you can do over there donation-wise. Let's take a look here at exactly what we've got up here now that I've done that. So as you can see right here, there's several perks you can get starting at the $10 level. And you can just, if you click one, it'll tell you a little bit more about it. So just, take a look. You can get a magnet, a limited edition pin, a limited edition t-shirt. We will advertise for you on SideKick Power Hour and maybe even slip something into the movie if we get it in time. We'll make you some personalized video thank yous that also come with a lapel pin. We'll give you some credit where credit is due. We'll make you a producer on the movie, and you'll see your name in the movie, as well as we'll give you a t-shirt. And then if you want all of those things, you get them all. And if there's something on here that you don't see that you're interested in, that you think would make a great perk, let us know. Post it in the comments below or anywhere that you know us, and we can always add perks. So if there's something you're really thinking like, oh, but I really wish I could get this, or could you make a bundle of this, this, and that, let us know and we will absolutely help you. Here is the link. We would love it if you would just start sharing this on all of your social pages. When you support us at the very end, it will actually give you the option to share this to your social media. That's the easiest way to do it. You don't have to remember anything but the one time you type it in. That is a good idea. That is a really good idea. What is this movie or DVD and Blu-ray you speak of?
I only have beta.
Yeah, honestly, that is a really good idea. We would probably do a Blu-ray before we do a DVD. Because we are going to be shooting this on a very high-end camera, and it's going to look and sound fantastic. We hope you can join us for that. Mark-Eugene, you'll be coming back as Mateo, as well as Joshua, of course, will be reprising his role as Calvin. We don't want to announce the rest of the cast yet because we are expanding some of this stuff. Tell us, now that you've read the final script, what you're excited the most about for the changes in the story without giving any changes away.
I'm excited. I love how it's become a little bit more emotional and a little bit more drawn out with these characters. Like we got a glimpse of them in the short film, but now we actually really get to see what makes Mateo tick and what makes him do the things he does. And all the characters, really, they make some really, really powerful choices in this movie, and it's neat to see why. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's the good guy in some ways, I guess.
Yeah.
We all have our flaws in this movie, and I love that they're so real.
Yeah, I do too. Josh, what about you? What are you most excited, or were you most excited about when you started thinking about this project?
Well, I was really excited about the idea of expanding on the themes and the topics of the film. The short film is something that we were able to do in basically 8 hours because it was COVID times, and we were like, let's do a movie in 8 hours and see what we could make, because we have nothing to do because we're all home and stuck inside. So we did, but it was a story that sort of lingered with me, and I wanted to expand on the themes and the story, and make and see more about these characters. Like Mark-Eugene, I really enjoyed these people that I had created, Opal and Calvin and Mateo, and I wanted to find out a little bit more about them. And as I was writing the story, this is probably the thing that I have poured the most into in terms of rewrites and edits, because I don't think I have ever worked as intensely on a script to try to make it fit the vision in my head as much as possible. Usually, I'm open to sort of following how things develop because of the actors, or how things change because of the people I'm working with. But this, I have a really strong vision that I want to make sure that we are able to carry out, and it was hinted at in the short film, and I think is really, really expanded on in this feature script.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. You know, for me, I get to redo all of the music, and
you get to also co-direct with me.
And this time I'm going to actually co-direct the movie. So,
wow.
Yeah,
nice.
Because Josh is going to be in front of the camera so much that I'm taking what Josh has taught me and working with our cinematographer and Josh to co-direct this movie as well as produce it. So super excited that I'm pulling like quadruple duty on this one. But that's part of what makes SideKick Productions is we all have little ways that we pitch in and big ways that we pitch in, and we really appreciate everybody who is helping us. Josh, tell folks again real quick where they can go, and did we get all the we love you too, David, thanks so much. Did we get all the other people's movies?
We did. We heard everyone's movies about their movies they dislike the most.
So I am going to real quick just put this in the
in the comment section.
Yeah, let's see.
And while Nakia is doing that, again, thank you so much for being here tonight, Anthony, and sharing with us your season 1 of your series. When we get back to season 2, we will definitely want you to be joining us so we can celebrate all of the amazing work that you've done. And I think I don't want to spoil it, and we don't have to, but tell us. But there is a Cruniverse face that pops up in season 2, isn't there?
Yes, actually, I was about to mention that. So this is why if it wasn't for me helping you guys out on SideKick Productions, I wouldn't have met one of the stars of season 2. And yes, that is Phil Kors.
Phil Kors is everywhere, so I'm really excited to see what he does on season 2.
Me too. Well, we can't wait to hear what everybody thinks about this idea. By the way, I don't know if anybody noticed or not, but we do have a new title for the movie.
Yeah, I caught that.
Yeah, so it is now called A Taste of Youth.
Love it.
And that's one of the things that I love about the movie is everybody in this movie is a little thirsty for something. And it's, depending on who it is, and it's a little bit different in that sense, because we have more characters. When we started talking about the title, I wanted to see what they all kind of had in common. You know, they're all a little thirsty. They're all trying to get a little taste of something, you know, and
That's so good.
yeah.
That's
So it's a
really,
taste of
really
youth.
Yeah.
And we hope that you love it. We can't wait for you to see all of the extra stuff we're doing. So the cool thing is, if you're already supporting us at Patreon, nothing changes. You're still going to get to see all of the great behind the scenes stuff that we do for the backers. But the backers will get things that the Patreon won't. So there will be a bunch of stuff that goes to both, but there will definitely be content on the Indiegogo that is not on the other. So if you want to help us make the movie, you can go to igg.me/at/A Taste of Youth. After tonight, we will also have a website up, atasteofyouth.com, that will take you directly to that Indiegogo page. It's one of the last pieces of the puzzle that we were just finishing up as we were coming to start the show tonight. As well as there is already an account on Instagram and Twitter. There's no content there yet, but they're there, and you can follow them. A Taste of Youth. Just all one word, A Taste of Youth on Instagram and on Twitter. We'll be announcing each cast member through the process over at the Indiegogo. We'll be showing behind the scenes stuff there, all of the same stuff. But again, a lot of that stuff will be mostly for the Indiegogo. The Patreon will still get some of that, but most of that will come after it's made. The Indiegogo, you get all the before it's made, as it's being made. The other stuff will come on the Patreon after it's made. So help us make this movie. We really want to have a high quality movie so that we can sell this movie to folks like Shudder or Netflix or Out TV. There's so many places. I'd love to see it on Wow Presents Plus. There's so many places that we can get this movie out, but it's got to look and sound great, and that's where you come in. Mark-Eugene Garcia, thank you for joining us this week and running over a little bit with us. When we are ready to do a Congo table read, who are you playing?
I know that you offered me the part of Amy the Gorilla, but I am determined to play Laura Linney.
Okay.
That's true. That's my mistake, of course. That makes sense.
And it's not her character, Laura Linney. I want to play Laura Linney in Congo.
I love it. Well,
and I feel like Anthony would be with Tim Curry's character.
Yes.
See, I was going to be satisfied playing one of the apes, but that's gorillas.
Well, seriously, both Anthony and Mark-Eugene, thank you so much for being with us. We will see you next time, and I'll see you, Mark-Eugene, a week from Thursday.
Why? For what?
I'll see you very, very soon. Thanks for being here. And then, of course, Anthony Smith, what a treat having you back on the show and letting us watch Anthonix Maximus and laughing alongside us over here.
I love getting to spend the show with you. So thank you for being here.
Thanks so much for being here. And I'll see you soon, too. Josh, what a great night. There's a lot of news. And by the way, we should remind people that if you are a member of the Crewniverse over at Patreon, you found out about the Indiegogo before we went live tonight, because we sent that out almost an hour before we went live tonight. So
that's right.
And that's how we roll. We've got some new videos coming up for you. And next week, y'all, it's a big week. So get ready. We got a lot of stuff happening next week, so you definitely want to tune in next week.
For our 2-year anniversary.
That's right. That's the anniversary of the second anniversary of SideKick Power Hour and the first anniversary of us launching the Patreon. And I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but the day after our episode next week is Joshua R. Pangborn's birthday.
That's right.
So it'll also be his birthday episode next week. So come with those birthday messages. Get ready. All right. We will see everybody next week when we are back here for what episode number will that be?
That's 105, I believe.
Wow, 105. You guys think it's time to update the intro and outro? I don't know. Maybe so. I think it's we're thinking about moving this to a seasons kind of thing. So this would be season 1. Everything you've seen up to this point.
105 episodes in season 1.
Yeah. So if you're with us on it, let us know. That would mean new intro, outro, maybe some new theme music, the whole thing. We'll see you next time. All things from the SideKick Productions universe. And I thought I was going to forget all my lines. Because it's a body positive show.
I read for the role of Hunter, and